Lord, your word tells us that our leadership is a gift to us and that we should pray for them regularly, and we do that now. We pray that you would bless them, not only as they meet, but also personally, Lord Jesus. We ask you that you would keep your hand upon them in this meeting, and if they are in need of any wisdom, Lord, your word says that you will supply that, and we ask you for that today. Lord, may you be at the center of this entire meeting, and we will thank you and we'll give you the glory for all that you do. In your name, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Jonathan Bolus.
Here.
Jessica Epstein.
Here.
Lindsay Holm.
Here.
Dave Klein.
Here.
Donald Pavlik.
Here.
Tracy Pletcher.
Here.
Ted Roy.
Here.
All right, we have all 7 counselors present this evening. We will move on to item number 4, correcting and adopting the previous minutes. We are in receipt of the January 12th organizational meeting minutes. The January 12th council minutes will be made available to us at our next meeting, which is going to be February 9th.
Madam Chair,
Recognized?
I would move to approve the January 12th organizational minutes as presented.
We have a motion by Counselor Klein. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Counselor Bolus. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Jessica Epstein.
Yes?
Lindsay Holm.
Yes.
Dave Klein.
Yes.
Donald Pavlik.
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher.
Yes.
Ted Roy.
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus.
Yes.
All right, the motion passes, and the minutes are approved with a vote of 7-0. Moving on to item number 5, financial reports, we have none. Item number 6, public hearings, we have none. Next up is the point of the meeting where public input is invited to discuss an item not on the agenda. If an item is on the agenda or set for public hearing, input will be invited at that appropriate time. Do we have anyone in the audience that would like to come to the microphone and address council? All right, thank you. You're recognized. If you can please state your name and address for the record, and your comments will be limited to approximately 2 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Megan Thompson. I live at 750 Old Orchard Drive here in Tallmadge. Good evening. First, I would like to say that I'm not here to complain. I am here to ask for change. I am concerned about the crime that is happening at the Tallmadge Recreation Center. We have had theft of cars, bikes, expensive basketballs, phones, and other personal items. We've had more than one altercation on the basketball courts. I have asked myself, what can we do to curb these crimes? I believe I have come up with some solutions for the rec center that they could utilize. I want you to know that these suggestions do come from research. I have talked to the Tallmadge Police Office, I've talked to employees of the rec center, and I've also talked to other recreation facilities in Summit and Portage counties. The Tallmadge Rec Center does not require an ID if you are a non-member getting a daily pass. The KSU Rec Center, the NAT, and the Green Core Center all require an ID for those that are 16 and older. If you are under 16, you must fill out a form with your name, date of birth, address, phone number, and parents' names and phone numbers. You must also have your picture taken. Some of the other rec centers go as far as having a parent sign a waiver for all entrants under 18 that is kept on file for all future visits. When a crime happens at the Tallmadge Rec Center, the only information that they have for a non-member is a name scribbled on a clipboard. I was told by a police officer, you are lucky if you can decipher 2 names off of that whole entire clipboard. If a non-member is involved in a crime or altercation, the police have no idea who they are. There's no picture, there's no ID, and there's no contact information. This does not make any sense to me. Not only that, what if a minor gets hurt while at the rec? What if that minor is knocked unconscious? You have no idea who they are, what their name is, and if they have any right to medical treatment. We as a community need to do a better job of protecting the patrons of the Tallmadge Rec Center. We need to require documentation for non-members, just as we do for members. This is one way to help make the rec safer. Another idea is to have a police officer present during the hours when most incidents are happening. We have a police officer at tournaments because parents were getting into altercations. Why don't we have a police officer or security guard when incidents are happening outside of tournaments? Saturday, January 17th, my son was in attendance playing basketball, and 3 of his friends had their $100 basketball stolen. Having a police officer or security guard patrolling the courts and other parts of the rec center would hopefully deter these things from happening. And one of the basketballs, I was just told today, is still not recovered, and the person walked into the rec, did not even sign in, they were a non-member. In conclusion, I want you to please know that this isn't just my opinion. I have friends that feel the same way. I have employees at the rec center coming to me saying they feel unsafe but are afraid to speak up for fear of losing their jobs. I've heard from members that they have actively tried to speak with management and have gotten nowhere. I believe something needs to change. Something must be done to protect the patrons of the rec center and all guests of Tallmadge's parks and recreation facilities. Unfortunately, things are changing, and it is not the same as it was when the rec center was opened over 20 years ago. I would really like to see changes moving forward. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments. I know that we have had some discussions with the mayor about some of the recent activity, so I'll let you comment first if you'd like.
The only thing that I would like to address at this time is IDs are scanned when people come into the rec center to buy the daily passes. So they cannot get in unless they have an ID. They are scanned so that they have all their contact information. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I do know that with some of the incidences that have occurred, they have used that system in order to ID the people and press charges. So I do know that that is what is done on a daily basis. They do scan the IDs. So that I can say absolutely.
Okay.
In response to having a police officer there, we have increased our patrols to have our patrol officers stop in during some of those peak hours and have them walk the perimeter. At this point in time, we're going to see how that works as our first step, okay? But I appreciate your concerns, and, we'll go from there. Okay?
Madam Chair.
Recognized.
Thank you for coming in, Megan. I did hear this comments ongoing now for a little bit of time, so I did do a little bit of investigation exactly of the scanning the IDs. And I know they were lax there for a little bit, but I'm told if you don't have a valid ID, driver's license that they can scan, they turn you away. Now, if that's not the case, I think we need to know that, but
Right.
it sounds like the mayor just said that is the case.
Okay.
So,
And when were they lax in your investigation?
6 months ago,
For how long?
I don't know that, Don.
Yeah, and I do believe, I mean, there were incidences even longer ago than 6 months, and by scanning the IDs, they were able to identify the people that were involved. I mean, even up to like a year and a half ago, they were scanning IDs when there was an incident, and they were able to ID everybody that was involved in it. At that point in time, I think there was like 10 or 12 people that were involved, and they were able to ID everyone that was there. So I do know that they have been scanning IDs.
So what happens when you're over 16 and you're a minor and you have an ID on them? Or what happens if they don't have an ID and they get dropped off? They don't get in?
If they're over 16 or if they're under 16?
Let's start with under 16.
If they're under 16, they have to come with an adult
With adult?
in order to get in, yes.
Okay.
If they're over the age of 13, they're allowed to stay without the parent.
Okay, so you have all that parent's information, so if there's an incident
believe, yeah.
with them,
No.
Get hurt or something, or medical emergency, you've got a way to contact their parent or guardian.
Right.
Okay. And then what about if you're over 16?
You need an ID,
You need an ID?
yes.
Okay. And then what happens if there's a medical emergency because you don't have the parent or guardian information on them?
Then we make sure they get the medical attention that they need right away and get a hold of their parents at the same time, if we can. I mean, obviously, there's a way to get a hold of people's parents, so.
But if you don't have that information, how are you going to get a hold of their parent or guardian?
I'm not sure what it is that they actually sign when they come in between that area. I don't have that in front of me.
Yeah,
right
can
now.
we, yeah, just if
So-
we can find out. Okay.
If you're 13, you don't need any parent to get in.
Right, but you need,
You don't
And-
have to. If my 13-year-old can go in with his pass, he doesn't need a parent.
right,
Yeah, because he's a member.
but he has a pass.
Correct,
But he has
He's a
pass
member,
and they
yeah,
have all that-
and they have
Yeah,
your
okay.
parent guardian
Yeah.
information if you're a member, because you're filling it
Correct.
out. I'm
But
talking about day
non-members,
passes.
you don't have to have a
Talking about day
parent.
passes, right.
Yeah.
For day passes, even 13-year-olds.
13 to 16, if they don't have an ID, I would have to see with Jessica what they require to have filled out in order to come in. I don't have that information in front of me.
Okay.
Is it possible to increase more cameras inside and outside, especially outside?
We have a ton of cameras. We're always evaluating, the different views that we have. But again, that would be something we would take care of during the budget season, too.
And Ms. Raber, I would imagine that you can't comment on the two investigations with the car and the other incident of the choking, because that's an ongoing investigation?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Madam Clerk, can we please add this item to Matters Referred Safety Committee for our next agenda so that we can make sure to follow up on some of those items? All right, thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to come to the microphone and address council? All right. Seeing no one, we will move on to agenda additions. The first agenda addition is the appointment of a new member to the Planning and Zoning Commission. The mayor has proposed a gentleman by the name of Dave James. This is due to a vacancy that occurred after one of our other members moved out of city. We have been provided with Mr. James' resume and details. Madam Mayor, are there any other details that you'd like to provide?
No, we did have a nice discussion with him. He's a civil engineer by trade, very knowledgeable, very excited to help our city and, help with the Planning and Zoning Commission. I was when Mr. Ryder left, I really liked his environmental, he was very concerned about environmental issues all the time, and I really liked that lens that he always gave us. So I asked him to, if he had any colleagues that live in Tallmadge that have that same type of an interest and would be able to bring that same lens to planning and zoning, and he highly recommended Dave James. I think he's a great asset to our team.
And some of his professional experience includes working for ODOT.
Yes.
You and I had discussed that ODOT is aware of that, and there
Yes.
were no conflicts.
Absolutely, correct.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to appoint Mr. James,
Second.
Planning and Zoning.
We have a motion by Mr. Pavlik and a second by Mr. Klein. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, I did work with Dave James when he worked at ODOT. He did some stuff here in Talmadge, but just dealing with him a little bit. Good guy. I think he's a great asset. He always wanted to come work for planning and zoning when an opening came up.
Okay.
Just did not happen under my tenure, but I'm glad you were able to land him.
Yeah.
To come here. He's be a good asset for us.
Yeah, and, it's amazing, the 1 degree of separation everywhere is like, of course, I knew his wife growing up, so.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Good
that
person.
before I actually asked him to do this, so, yeah.
Any additional discussion? All right, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein.
Yes. The motion carries with a vote of 7-0. There's a few other appointments on here that we did not get to during the last agenda, and thank you to our clerk for catching these items so we can address them today. The first one is the firefighters dependency fund, the appointment of secretary. Mr. Pavlik is currently serving in that role, and I have asked if he would continue in that. So I will entertain a motion to appoint Councilman Don Pavlik to the secretaries, as the secretary on the firefighters dependency fund.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Klein and a second by Councilman Bolus. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
The motion carries with a vote of 7-0. Next up, we have the Richardson Trust Fund. This is the appointment of the secretary. I have spoken to our council member Tracy about this appointment, and I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Ms. Pletcher on the Richardson Trust Fund as secretary.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Councilman Pavlik and a second by Councilman Roy. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
All right, motion passes with a vote of 7-0. This next one is the RHS Audit Committee. We are looking for a new member from council to be on this committee. Previously, it was our formal councilwoman, Christine Sippa. And so this is not an appointment by the president, this is general discussion. One note is, our Councilwoman Holm was a previous member, I'm not sure of your current member status, but on the Historical Society, so that is someone that has connection to the history of Tallmadge. And I wanted to throw that out there, but we are open to discussion.
I think there's two members. Am I still on that?
If
Would you like-
Oh,
please.
Oh, joy. Oh, joy, yeah, that's fine. If Ms. Holm wants to do it, then, yeah, I would nominate Ms. Holm, but I'm not going to put words in her mouth if she's okay with it.
Yeah, I'd definitely be.
Okay, then I'll nominate
that.
Ms. Holm for
Second.
the RHS.
Do we have to vote? This, we self-did it last time. Okay, we do have to vote on it. Excuse me. So we have a motion by Mr. Pavlik to nominate Ms. Holm to the RHS Audit Committee, and we have a second by Mr. Klein. Is there any further discussion?
Was there two appointments? Or we'll do this one first and then?
Replacing SIPA, I'm still on.
Yes, so
Is
this
it a-
actually is an audit that we already started. It's two-phased. The next phase starts approximately in April. You'll see a first reading of the first phase on your agenda today. And Mr. Pavlik was already on that audit committee, so I hope
Great.
to not replace him and just
Perfect.
have a replacement for Mrs. Sipa. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
All right, the motion passes with a vote of 7-0. Moving on to reports of administrative officers, we'll start with Mayor Kilby.
Thank you very much. Typically, I will start with recognitions from our police or fire department, but I really think that a huge kudos needs to go out to our service department first. They have done an excellent job during this last snowstorm that we've had. Besides the snow removal, they've had water main breaks, and just all of the hard work that they've been doing 24 hours a day has been amazing, and I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. Great job on everything you've done. So they get the first recognition. Next, our Tallmadge Fire Department had two very nice incidences and outstanding examples of life-saving service by our fire department. So Chief Underwood presented the Recognition of Excellence Certificate to Fire Medic Mike Schneider, Fire Medic Josh Goldner, Battalion Chief Nick Sampson, Fire Medic Dave Straley, Fire Medic Tanner Baker, and Fire Medic Grant Holcomb, and Fire Medic Scott Schweiben for providing exceptional patient care as a result of a return of spontaneous circulation for a cardiac arrest. This was on December 12th, where the team responded to an EMS call for an unresponsive patient and in cardiac arrest. They worked very quickly as a team, and they initiated ACLS and provided high-quality service, and their result of their innovation, the patient survived and is recovering in the hospital with intact neurological function, which is extremely important. These actions represent excellence in emergency medical service, so I'd really like to thank them and give them that recognition as well. In addition, I know we've done this again recently, so once again, our EMS had a call on December 18th where SUMA gave them Outstanding Medical Service Award, and the crews were dispatched to an unresponsive male. The paramedics arrived, and the patient was unresponsive, not breathing, had no pulse. They initiated ACLS, and because of their quick action and coordinated care, a pulse was returned and blood pressure was obtained before the arrival at the hospital. So the recognition for this exceptional patient care and the return of spontaneous circulation, SUMA Health System presented them with a recognition of excellence certificate to Battalion Chief Nick Sampson, Lieutenant Jeff Turback, Firemedics Mike Schneider, and Firemedic Diamond Carper. And I'm just very grateful for their professionalism, their skill, and, everything that they do. Our fire department is one of the best around. I've always said that, and I'm very happy to have them, and I really value recognizing them for their service. Also, as you all know, we're in the interview process for a new service director. Just so happens we had a second interview today, and that gentleman is in the audience with us today, just to see what we're doing, as a council and administration. So we're actively still interviewing. We have 2 more interviews within the next couple weeks, and we should be able to have a decision probably by mid-February. Just a reminder, the trash service has been delayed a day, so please please make sure, I had a Monday delivery, so now I have to wait till tomorrow, so 1 extra day of trash, but that's okay, I can handle it. But please make sure that when you take I just want our residents and our community to remember, it's very challenging when you put your trash out when we have these big snowstorms. So if you could put them on your apron and don't put them in the roadway, that would be fantastic. We need to keep the roadway as clear as we can. Also, just an update, Chad Davis asked me if I would please give an update. The school board is going to have a meeting, and they just changed the date, the time a little bit. It's going to be Wednesday, January 28th at 6 p.m. at the Tallmadge High School Community Center. They just changed the date and time today, this afternoon, so I just want to make sure everybody knows in case they want to attend that school board meeting. And then another great thing that we got official word of today, the city did receive an OPWC grant and funding for our Howe Road project. So that's huge, and that's great, and I want to thank everyone that was involved in putting this grant together. It was a true collaboration of effort, and I'm really proud of the team that put this together, and I want to thank everyone very much. And pending any questions, that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
We
you.
will move on to our Director of Administration.
I have nothing significant to report tonight, but prepared to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from council? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We also have with us this evening Ms. Poole, our Economic Developer.
Good evening. From an economic development perspective, we're off to a solid start with 2 business visits completed this month and a 3rd on the calendar tomorrow. Next month in the second council meeting, Insight Advisory Group will be joining us and providing their quarterly update. I'm keeping my update brief tonight in anticipation of commentary during the Planning and Zoning Committee ordinance reading. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Okay, we will move on to our Assistant Director of Public Service. Ms. Hubbard.
Good evening. I wanted to echo the mayor's comments as well. The service department did an outstanding job during Fern. I guess that's the name of the storm that we dealt with. But the one thing I wanted to just mention as information, there were quite a few mailboxes that were knocked over. And as I mentioned last time, it's the force of the snow that knocks them over. And our street department is working on a barrel-type replacement right now because they can't install new mailboxes. So you'll probably see some orange barrels sitting around for the post office to collect mail or to drop off mail. That's really all I had for the report today. If you have any questions, I'll attempt to answer them.
Madam Chair, can you give us a salt update?
We are good to go with the salt for now. We had a delivery today, and we should be just fine.
Thank you.
Think we planned ahead last year and bought a bunch of salt.
It's not the purchase, however, it's the delivery that we're waiting for.
Right.
So,
And I got one other question on the
Yes.
mailbox issue. If somebody has a very expensive mailbox, you're going to install the same type of mailbox? Because I got that phone call.
So we have I think it's Step 2 is the brand mailbox that would be the replacement. If the property owner would like to have a different one, there is a certain amount of money. I don't want to quote a dollar amount because I don't remember, but they can request that and they would
Okay.
get the cash for it and they can buy their own mailbox.
Okay.
But we will not be replacing the same if it's not a Step 2.
You didn't know if you could get the same one, but they had a pretty expensive one. Thank you.
What about if you've got an HOA guideline that says you got to have a specific type of mailbox?
Then you would ask for the cash, and you could supplement it if it's
Thank you.
more expensive.
Yes.
Yes.
Any additional questions from council? Okay, we will move on to our Director of Finance with Ms. Gilbride.
Thank you. I'll be brief this evening, just letting council know that the auditors plan to start next week sometime, so be watching for your annual emails that they request that you respond to for various things. So you will be receiving emails from the auditor's office, and I ask that you please acknowledge them. If you have any questions about them or what any of the information is, you can reach out to me, or they will have contact information for you to reach out for them directly. Other than that, I'll be glad to answer any finance-related questions. End of report.
Okay, we will move on to Director of Law with Ms. Rayburn.
Thank you. Just briefly, a friendly reminder that we're going to have our work session on the recodification on February 18th, which is a Wednesday at 6 p.m. So please mark your calendars so you're able to attend. We'll be doing an in-depth overview at that time, but the ordinance and legislation will be introduced at the meeting in February, so you can look to that. And we'll also have a guide that'll kind of lay out the general changes. So in addition, we'll be presenting fee schedules for each of the different titles of the codes. We're trying to consolidate all of the fees into one location that will be easy for us to reference moving forward. So all of that is to come in a couple weeks here. Thank you.
We're looking forward to it. Are there any questions from council? Okay, we're going to get into reports of standing committees of council of the whole. This might be a record for a number of ordinances that we're going to get into. So we will kick it off with planning and zoning with Mr. Roy.
Thank you. Planning and zoning, I open. The Planning and Zoning Committee deals with land use, zoning conditional uses, planning, economic and community development, and public property. Tonight, we have our first reading ordinance 2026-31, PH on February 23rd, 26, for those who would like to attend. Amending the zoning map by rezoning the property of applicant Christine Menner for Member School of Dance, owner Bierce Limited Liability Company located at 50 Southeast Avenue, parcels 6010554, 6010557, and 6010558, consisting of approximately 2.224 acres from industrial district to general commercial district, and approving the existing general development plan. Then I'll move on to ordinance 2026-32. Again, we'll have a public meeting on February 23rd, 2026 at 7:02. Amending and supplementing Part 9 Planning and Zoning Code, Section 1109, Historic Regulations for the Tallmadge Codified Ordinance, 2026-32 Exhibit A, and 2026-32 Tracking Exhibit A. And Samantha, you want to comment on that a little bit?
Thank you. Yes, so the first ordinance you listed, Mr. Roy, ordinance 2026-31. This particular ordinance in amending the zoning map is a good news story for Tallmadge. It's beneficial for the city's economics to see positive adaptive reuse. We specifically call that out in our strategic plan to try to find positive reuses for some of our most key properties in the city. And in this particular case, it is a centrally located property, especially a property with a strong history of family business change hands to another family business with well-respected history. The particular buyer is a respected business owner for over 4 decades, and as a premier dance school, is a contributor to the regional arts scene. We seek to increase arts and humanities here in the city of Tallmadge, as it leads to both youth and family opportunities and higher quality of life for all. Students of the school and their families will dine, shop, and help to add to the vibrancy in our historical district, which is exactly what we're looking for in the historical district area. So thank you for considering this, and I know this particular ordinance has 3 readings and will also be at the meeting as referenced on 2/23/26.
Yes. Dave?
Can you tell, how much of the building are they taking over? Is it the entire property from south back to the new business off of South Avenue?
Yeah, it's a good question. The current business owner is, kind of has a dual situation where she has her dance studio out of one existing property, and they store all of their equipment and scenes and all the type of things that one would need to put on a dance production at a separate facility. So this particular facility is ideal in that they can reconfigure basically what is the retail space of the store for studio space, and they can make use of the rest of the property for their storage needs. It's pretty neat.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is. And for those who aren't familiar, the Ballet Theater of Ohio, if you're not a dance fan, they are a premier dance studio that many follow their beloved performances at Akron Civic Theater. So really ties our city in with a greater piece of the arts within the region, which is wonderful.
Okay, anything else? If not, I'll close committee. Thank you.
All right, we will move over to finance with our chair, Mr. Klein.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll call Finance Committee to order. Finance Committee deals with budget, appropriation, reappropriation, bond, franchise, investments, and expenditures. Several housekeeping items that are on the agenda tonight. We'll start off with item A, Resolution 2026-1, sponsored by Finance Director, authorizing the Portage County Auditor to advance payment of local tax collected for 2025 tax year payable in 2026, provided by immediate enactment. Molly, you want to talk about it, or?
This is authorization we need from council to allow the county auditor, and we'll just comment on the next one, the Summit County Fiscal Office, since we're in 2 counties, to pay us the property tax funds as they collect them so we can receive them sooner.
And that's going to be the same for the next ordinance too, but only for Summit County.
Correct.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-1.
I will second.
I just wanted to clarify, that's a resolution, not an ordinance according to the agenda.
Resolution.
That is correct. There's a motion on the floor. It's been seconded to approve item 2026-1R by Councilman Pavlik, second by Lindsey Helm. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Tracy Pledger,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsey Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-1R is adopted by a vote of 7-0. Item B, Resolution 2026-2, authorize the Summit County fiscal officer to advance payment to the local tax collection for the 2025 tax year payable in 2026, provided by immediate enactment.
I will move to adopt Resolution 2026-2.
I'll second.
There's a motion on the floor. It's been seconded to approve Resolution 2026-2R. Discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsey Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pledger,
Yes.
Resolution 2026-2R has been approved by a vote of 7-0. Item C, ordinance 2026-16, authorizing participation in National Association of State Procurement Officials, NAPCO, and NASCO Value Point for the purchase of contracting with Verizon Wireless for telephone and internet services and providing for immediate enactment. Eric Gilway?
Yes, so this is the purchasing cooperative that allows us to continue with our contracts with our Verizon Wireless for, it'd be for our telephone and our internet services.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-16.
I'll second.
There's a motion on the floor by Mr. Pavlik, second by Mr. Rohr, to approve ordinance 2026-16. Discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsey Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pledger,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-16 is adopted by a vote of 7-0. Item D, ordinance 2026-17, authorizing the mayor to enter into contract without competitive bid and through the state purchasing program or as authorized by RC 125.04C with MNJ Technologies for the purchase of computer equipment, software license, and related equipment, and provided by immediate enactment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second ordinance 2026-17.
There's a motion on the floor by Mrs. Helm, second by Mr. Pavlik. Was that correct? I didn't- Thank you. To approve. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsey Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pledger,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-17 is adopted by a vote of 7-0. Item E, ordinance 2026-18, authorizing the mayor to purchase online subscription service with Microsoft Corporation, which are special in nature and not requiring competitive bid and providing for immediate enactment.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-18.
I'll second.
There's a motion on the floor by Mr. Pavlik, second by Mrs. Fletcher. I wrote down two Ps. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those, clerk, please call the roll.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Fletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-18 is adopted by a vote of 7-0. Item F, 2026-16, authorizing the mayor to contract with Kirshner, Wolfson, Wilkerson LLC for the legal services and consulting service and providing for immediate enactment.
I'd like to point just one correction, that's ordinance 2026-19, not 16.
correct.
Thank you. And I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-19.
Thank you.
I'll second.
There's a motion on the floor to approve ordinance 2026-19. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Fletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-19 is adopted by a vote of 7-0. Ordinance 2026-29, accepting donations of the city of Tallmadge for the 2025 and providing for immediate enactment.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-29.
Second. There's a motion on the floor by Mr. Pavlik, second by Mr. Klein, for the adoption of ordinance 2026-29. Discussion? I'd just like to recognize, thank you for donating, you're on that for donating 2 pictures to the city of Tallmadge, Mrs. Lewis. Mayor, do you know where those are located?
Yes, they're in the administrative office right now. Because they are framed pictures of plats and blueprints of Goodyear Garden, I think it would be appropriate to have them down where the residents come in to, go into planning and zoning and to the cash area. So I'd like to put them in the downstairs hallway where people come in, so they can be seen. She did spend a lot of money getting those framed, and they look beautiful. They really do.
Yes, thank
So
you.
thank you
And-
very much.
And to the other recipients or the donations, thank you for the donations to the city of Tallmadge. Any other discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes?
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Fletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-29 is adopted by a vote of 7-0. Any other items to come before the Finance Committee? Hearing none, I'll close the committee.
All right, thank you very much. We will move on to personnel with Mr. Bolus.
Thank you. I call Personnel Committee to order. The Personnel Committee deals with personnel, labor relations, insurance claims, rules of council, and state statutes. At first reading this evening, we have ordinance 2026-20, sponsored by Ms. Gilbride. This is authorizing the Director of Finance and/or Mayor to advertise for proposals to enter into one or more contracts for major medical, dental, eye, and/or group life insurance for various officials and employees of the city, and providing for immediate enactment. Ms. Gilbride, any comments on this one?
This is just our annual authorization to be able to go out to bid on those items if necessary.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-20.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Pavlik and a second by
It was both of us as a tie.
Councilwoman Epstein. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Molly, this is, we're good throughout this current fiscal year, correct?
Yes, this is for what we would
Bidding.
explore for the next fiscal year.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Lindsay Holmes,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes?
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Fletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-20 passes by a vote of 7-0. Next up, we have Resolution 2026-3. This is a resolution of the City of Tallmadge of Ohio supporting the Ohio Commission for the United States semi-quintessential America 250-Ohio, sponsored by Mayor Kilway.
Yes, so as everyone is aware, this year our country turns 250 years old, and the state of Ohio has launched the America 250 Ohio, which encourages communities to coordinate and commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States. So we have decided to take this and apply it to all of our city events that we do throughout the year. So we have been actively putting together a list of the events. We have coordinated with the Historical Society, the Chamber of Commerce, our own Parks and Recs department, in order to put this list of city events together, and we will commemorate the 250th anniversary at each one of those events. And this resolution allows us to do that.
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-3.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
All right, we had a motion and a second to adopt Resolution 2026-3. Any questions or discussion? I just had one question around the whereas statement. I was just curious, the word all is capitalized twice, but then there's a third time that the word all is used and it's not capitalized. Was there any significance around why that was done?
Not really. That was the way the resolution was presented to us, I'm assuming, so.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, one other question. Are we going to maybe make up a special logo that everybody
So this
can
allows
use?
us to use their marketing material and their logo, so it puts that logo on all of the items, so we're in coordination with all the other 88 counties throughout the state of Ohio.
Okay,
So that's what it does.
Cool.
So, thank you.
yep.
All right, with that, clerk, please call the roll.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes,
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
All right, Resolution 2026-3 passes with a vote of 7-0.
Thank you.
All right, and then lastly, we have additional items and matters referred. Any additional items for Personnel Committee this evening? All right, I'll close committee. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We will move on to safety with Councilwoman Fletcher.
Thank you. I will open Safety Committee. The Safety Committee deals with disaster services, communications, fire and paramedics, police and health. We have an item at third reading today, ordinance 2025-100. Sponsor is Mayor Kilway, adding Chapter 1525 elevators to the Tallmadge codified ordinances and providing for immediate enactment.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Klein and a seconded by Mr. Pavlik. Any discussion? Okay, please call the roll.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
yes,
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2025-100 passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Are there any other additional items or matters to be discussed?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just to remind everyone, due to the weather that's out there, please uncover your fire hydrants. I know I did a few in my allotment yesterday, and they were buried. I had to go find them. The snow plows are doing a great job plowing the streets, but they're covering over the fire hydrant, a lot of them, not all of them, but please adopt a fire hydrant in your neighborhood and unbury them. Thank you.
And to piggyback off of that, there is the official Adopt a Fire Hydrant program that is on our website. So if you go to the fire department's website page, you can adopt your own fire hydrant, make sure it's cleared throughout the winter time. And then you can also get with the fire department. They have a special program for you to go ahead and paint it and make it look pretty. So we would appreciate if any residents would like to do that, they can go to the fire department webpage. Thank you.
And just to piggyback off that, that information was in the last Tallmadge circular. And it will be in the spring Tallmadge circular about painting.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, I will close committee.
All right, we will move on to community issues with Mr. Pavlik.
Thank you. I open committee for community issues. The Community Issues Committee deals with Parks and Recreation, Civic Affairs, and liaison between council and the Recreation Board and Intergovernmental Affairs. Currently, we have one ordinance in first reading tonight, and it's ordinance 2026-35, authorizing the Parks and Recreation Department to allow use of certain Tallmadge facilities by the Tallmadge Branch Library during the renovation of its facility and providing for immediate enactment. Sponsor of this ordinance is Mayor Kilway. Mayor Kilway, would you want to add anything?
Yes, so the Tallmadge Library came to us because they're going to be doing some significant renovations to the branch that's going to require them to close down, but they would like to continue some of the programs that they have that help our community. And I feel it would be a great asset to keep these programs going, so this would allow them to use some of our parks and recreation facilities to continue those programs like, story time. They have the one gentleman that comes in with all the animals, so we'd like to allow them to use the community center and that sort of thing. So that's what this ordinance would allow them to do. It's a nice partnership between the city and the library to continue their programs.
Thank you. Is there any comments or questions? Sorry, any comments,
I'm sorry.
questions? Go ahead.
The spaces that they'd be getting access to would be at the rec center?
So there's one area at the rec center, and then the community center too. They felt that like story time would be best in the, I believe, the multipurpose room, so they'd be able to use that.
Okay.
Just to add, they were very interested in using the community center because they wanted to keep people engaged within the area where their library actually.
Is.
Right, so
Yeah.
they really were interested in the community center for the most part, but having that availability for other spaces also.
Okay, because you probably saw where I was going with it then, because if they have access to the rec center, and we discussed requiring ID and additional levels of verification entering the rec center, how would that work with the library?
Yeah, so we'll work through that with the library to make sure that they have IDs and that there's a special sign up and everything for it. So we'll work through all of that technical part.
Okay,
Especially if it's story time, the parents or guardians of the
not
kids.
particularly worried about the story time
I know.
ones, but if we're requiring it for all patrons at the rec center.
Right.
It kind of gets into some gray area.
Right, and we'll make sure that they have their IDs when they come in too, because we'll have to find a way to verify that that's what they're here for too.
Right.
So, yep, thank you.
Any other additional comments or questions or a motion?
I move to approve.
Okay, we have a first. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Madam Clerk, are you in any further discussion? Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Tracy Fletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik.
Yes. Okay, with that, ordinance
you very much.
2026-30, you're welcome, 35 passes with a motion of 7-0. Is there anything else that needs to be brought before community issues? Hearing none, I close committee.
All right, we will move on to public service with Councilwoman Hall.
All right, I'd like to call the Public Service Committee to order. The Public Service Committee deals with streets, highways, sidewalks, buildings, and improvements to water, sewer, electricity, gas, energy sources, recycling, waste, and trash. We have 11 ordinances at first reading tonight, starting with item A, ordinance 2026-21, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to enter into the necessary contract or resolution for the purchase of salt and salt brine through the ODOT Cooperative Purchasing Program and other intergovernmental purchasing program and providing for immediate enactment.
Madam Chair.
Any comments from the sponsor?
Yeah, so it's pretty much self-explanatory. This will allow us to purchase our salt and salt brine through two different purchasing programs so that, for next year, so we can keep our bins, our salt dome filled.
Wonderful. Is there a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-21.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Dawn and Jessica. All right, we have a motion from Councilperson Pavlik and a second by Councilperson Epstein. Any discussion on the motion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Just for the public, if they're viewing, if anyone's out there viewing, these are housekeeping items that were in the budget. We talked about that at the last council meeting, but I don't think we brought that up tonight when I did all the ones in the finance.
You
committee.
did.
Did.
Yeah.
Senior moment.
That's what happens.
Right. Is there any discussion on this motion? All right, clerk, will you please call roll?
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Steve Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-21 was adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next ordinance is ordinance 2026-22, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to enter into the necessary contract or resolution for the city's participation in the ODOT Cooperative Purchasing Program and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments? Mayor Kilway?
This just allows us to participate in contracts with ODOT for purchase of machinery, material supplies, or any other articles. Again, this is another housekeeping item that allows us to continue doing what we need to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That, is there a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-22.
All right, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Tracy. All right, any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, will you please call roll?
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
All right. Ordinance 2026-22 was adopted by 7-0. Next, item C, ordinance 2026-23, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to contract with Brandsetter Carroll Incorporated for engineering and consulting services relating to parks and recreation design and engineering and providing for immediate enactment. Would love to hear your comments, Mayor. Kilway.
Yes, so this was already approved in the 2026 budget. It's been since 2019 since we've had a similar review done, and the city has acquired additional property during that time that could potentially be used for our parks and recreation. So this allows us to use the firm in order to see what would be best on certain areas, primarily Howe Road property. So just to see what they determine would be a good fit for our community based on what we currently have and additional items that we would want to add to it. It doesn't, it doesn't purchase anything in additional, but it gives us that design plan.
Should I ask a question now or wait till?
You can ask.
the
You can ask, I'll try to
discussion?
answer it, yeah.
Will there be like any community input on if there is potentially more like playground equipment going in or anything like that? Will there be any community input?
I believe there probably will. I don't have that in front of me right now, but yeah, so there will be, I'm sure there will be something.
All right, thank you.
I move to approve.
I'll make a motion to second the ordinance.
All right, we have a motion to, a first motion by Councilperson Klein and a second by Councilperson Pavlik. Any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk, will you please call roll?
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes?
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-23 was adopted by a vote of 7-0. Next is ordinance 2026-24, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, expressing intent to sell unneeded, obsolete, or unfit municipal personal property, including but not limited to vehicles and equipment by internet and/or auto auction in the calendar year 2026 and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments, Mayor Kilway?
This just allows us to, if we have any obsolete equipment, to sell it by auction on the internet. I don't believe, we don't have a list of items as of yet, but this just allows us to get rid of that stuff faster through the internet.
Any specific items that require council, this just allows us to do it that way. Then we have to get your authorization on the exact items
Right.
that we get rid of before we get rid of them.
Okay, Thank you for clarifying that. Is there a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-24.
All right.
I'll second it.
Great. We have a motion by Councilperson Pavlik and a second by Councilperson Roy. Is there any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Clerk, will you please call roll?
Lindsay Holm,
Yes?
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bullis,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
All right. Ordinance 2026-24 was adopted by a vote of 7-0. Ordinance 2026-25 is next, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the Director of Public Service to advertise for bids and the mayor to award a contract for trucking and hauling and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments, Mayor Kilway?
Again, this isn't a housekeeping item. It allows us to go out to bid for a contract for trucking and hauling. I know we use this during the leaf season and any other type of season, but I think it's primarily the leaf season. Yeah.
All right, great, thank you. Is there a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-25.
Thanks, Don.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion by Councilperson Pavlik and a second by Councilperson Roy. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, will you please call roll?
Jonathan Bullis,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-25 was adopted by a vote of 7-0. Next, we have ordinance 2026-26, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the Ohio Director of Transportation to complete the mowing of IR 76 within the city limits and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments from the sponsor?
This just allows ODOT to do their job and mow those parcels.
Great.
Move to approve.
I'll make a motion to adopt, or second ordinance 2026-26.
All right, we have a motion, first motion by Councilperson Klein and a second by Councilperson Pavlik. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, will you please call roll?
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes?
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bullis,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-26 was adopted by a vote of 7-0. Next is ordinance 2026-27, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for CCTV inspection and cleaning consulting services related to city sewers and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments, Mayor Kilway?
Basically, it's what the ordinance says. It's so we can camera our sewers and make sure that they are nice and clean and see if there's any obstructions.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-27.
I'll second.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion by Councilperson Pavlik and a second by Councilperson Epstein. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, will you please call roll?
Lindsay Holm,
Yes?
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bullis,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-27 was adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have ordinance 2026-28, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to purchase online subscription services with Environmental Systems Research Institute Incorporated, which are special in nature and not requiring a competitive bid and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments, Mayor Kilway?
Basically, it's, again, this is another housekeeping item. It's exactly what it says. It's so we can purchase this online subscription with ESRI, is how I call it, so sorry.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-28.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion by Councilperson Pavlik and a second by Councilperson Pletcher. Any further discussion?
Can we just state why there's no, I mean, it says in here, but there's a couple ordinances, so I just wanted to state for the record or people watching at home why there's no competitive bidding,
Because, go ahead.
what makes it.
Oh, I was gonna say, each of them has in their ordinance the provision that exempts it from the competitive bidding process. So some of it is through state purchasing, some of it is because it's professional unique services. Some of it is through, trying to think, some other collective purchasing power. So those are all noted within each of the ordinances, what the exception is.
Thank you. I just wanted that, I don't think we mentioned it earlier, so I just wanted to note that.
Thank you. All right. Any additional discussion? All right, clerk, will you please call roll?
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes. All right, ordinance 2026-28 was adopted by a vote of 7-0. Next is ordinance 2026-30, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract for the lease purchase of a bucket truck through the state purchasing program and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments?
This was also approved in the budget. We do need a new bucket truck, and this just allows us to enter into a contract for the lease purchase of that bucket truck through the state purchasing.
Move to approve ordinance 2026-30.
I'll second ordinance 2026-30.
All right, we have a motion by Councilperson Klein and a second by Councilperson Pavlik. Any discussion? Clerk, will you please call roll?
Donald Pavlik,
Yes.
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-30 was adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you for that also.
All right, next is ordinance 2026-33, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the Director of Public Service to advertise for bids and the mayor to enter into a contract for the maintenance or removal of trees and providing for immediate enactment. Any comments, Mayor Kilway?
This just allows us to go out to bid for a tree service so that we have someone in the wings ready to go when there's down trees and we need them taken care of, or if they're at the end of life and they're become a hazard and we need to get it taken down. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'll make a motion to adopt 2026-33.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion from Councilperson Pavlik and a second from Councilperson Roy. Any discussion?
I had one question. I had several complaints this year that I fielded around, if branches are low and they need trimmed, and then we go out and trim it. And I'm looking up, if the diameter was like 8 by 15, the resident was assessed a charge of $75 if the city were to take care of that. Are those rates factored in when it goes out to bid? Or is it, how is
So
it?
those rates are determined by what the bid is, I believe.
Okay.
It's what our costs would be, because that's on private property.
Okay. So,
Right.
oh, wait,
Public
It's
property.
in the road right of way is what it is.
right, the right of way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, clerk, will you please call roll?
Tracy Pletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-33 was adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you.
Next, we have ordinance 2026-34, sponsored by Mayor Kilway, authorizing the mayor to enter into an amendment agreement with IGS Energy for a governmental natural gas aggregate program with opt-out provisions pursuant to law and providing for an immediate enactment. Any comments, Mayor Kilway?
So this is a contract that, so our aggregate is going to be coming up at the end of April, so it'd be for April flow, May billing. And this just would allow us to go and enter into an agreement with IGS. They appear to have some, all this is through our broker, and there's forecasting, and so rates are starting to go up right now. We kind of need to lock into something. Rates went up just between Friday and today. So I will have a conversation with the broker tomorrow to see what's better, if we hold off for another week to see if these rates come down. But we'll probably be locking in around the $4.60 to $4.80 rate for 6 months. It's going to be a 6-month rate, and then it'll be 18 months at an, it's like the New York,
NYMEX.
yes, thank you.
It's the New York Stock Exchange
Right,
of
it's the New York
natural gas.
Stock Exchange, plus it would be like about 88 cents on top of the NYMEX rate. So we're just trying to lock in that rate for the aggregate. Like I said, we're working with our broker, and this would be with IGS Energy. So it would be a 2-year contract total.
Okay.
So you said that it would be the first 6 months at this,
A variable
Rate?
rate?
No, it would be a fixed rate for 6 months.
and then what happens for the next 18 months?
And then
I
the
wasn't
next
quite clear.
18 months, we won't know what that rate is. So as of between Friday and today, the rate changed from the 6-month fixed. On Friday, it was $4.70. Then today, that same 6 months went up to $4.87. Right now, our aggregate is variable, and it is the SCO rate minus 5 cents. So the SCO rate right now is $5.18.7. So residents are paying $5.13.7 per MCF. So this would be less than that. We'd be able to lock in, if we were to do this tomorrow, for $4.87. And then the next 18 months would be the NYMEX rate, which is determined by the New York Stock Exchange, plus 88 cents. And then that would be determined, so April, May, June, July, and October. So hopefully, the rates would be coming down a little bit, and we can land, at least around that $4.80 or less, hopefully, but we don't know for sure. It's all about, futures. Yeah, it's hedging.
It's hedging.
Right.
It's just a simple hedge
Right.
contract.
And just as an example, if we were to lock in now for an April start date for 12 months, it'd be $5.25. If we're to do 24 months, it's $5.09.
It's
Your
just-
guess, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Listening to some of the forecasters over the weekend with the weather, the way it's going for this month, the NYMEX is really gonna go high. When's our drop dead date that we have to sign? I know when I was doing it with Buckeye Energy, I don't know if
Still
they're
with
still
Buckeye,
doing.
yes.
We're still with Buckeye? There were certain times that there was a day that it had to be done by, but.
Right.
and
right.
It was always a flip
Yeah.
of a
We're
coin.
in like a 2-week period right now, I think. A 2 to 3 week period.
And I thought we were under $5 right now. I thought we were $4 and,
It's $5.18.7.
Minus the 5
And that
cents.
just was, that's the new SCO rate,
effective right now.
effective, I think it was January 9th, I believe.
And that
So
was a-
what you're seeing on your bill is what the rate was last month, because that was last month's flow.
It's in arrears.
Yeah,
It's
a month in arrears. Yeah, so next month's is gonna be a little bit higher.
Yeah, we're variable right now, if I remember correctly. We're
Right.
floating, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to lock, and then 6
Right.
months from now, depending on where the prices are gonna be.
Yeah.
You're gonna lock it at that point, so you're going into the winter months. So.
There'll be
I
a little
think
bit of
the-
negotiation.
Yeah, I think the reason why we did it that way is because we're coming out of summer, so less gas usage in the summer. You're gonna
Yep.
get more gas usage in the winter. You don't know what your winter is gonna be. So it could go down, doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna go up, could go down in 6 months when you lock in. But
Right.
we get that fixed rate where it is right now, lowering it because of what happened I mean, it wasn't as cold, so.
And
But
the-
now
yeah.
it is, and
Right.
it's
And
gonna
the
go
broker
up.
is estimating around that $3.80, $3.90
Yeah.
rate, but he can't tell for sure, for that last 18 months. So this ordinance would allow us to lock in for April flow, it would be May billing.
And other municipalities have adopted the same thing. They're doing the same thing, because I know when I talked to the mayor of Streetsboro, he said that they were doing the same thing.
Yep.
What we're doing right now. They want to lock it in a longer
Yeah.
period of time.
And if we wait any longer, it's just gonna keep going up, yeah.
Yeah.
It says 5.187 on the website right
Right.
now.
Well, when we first started the aggregate program back 20-some years ago, at 1 year, we were at $15 at MCF.
Oh, I know, yeah,
And that's when First Energy had that special deal for $4.95. You can sign up, and we were signing people up here at City Hall and running.
yeah.
And that's what,
This is so much
that's
better.
what competition will do, it'll lower the
Right.
price of the
Right.
MCF.
Right.
That's essentially what happened.
Madam Chair, I move to approve ordinance 2026-34.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, clerk, will you please call roll?
Ted Roy,
Yes.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yes.
Donald Pavlik.
Yes.
Tracy Fletcher.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 2026-34 was adopted by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Are there any additional matters for the Public Service Committee?
I do have a follow-up question on the Howe Road grant that you had mentioned in
Yes.
your update earlier. I apologize, I thought about it after you made that update. But we have had to essentially delay our project because there is county work that needed to be done. And we were attempting to coordinate and accommodate their work. That work has still not been completed.
Right,
So is there a deadline on when we need to utilize this grant? And are we going to be able to move forward with that this year?
go ahead.
We're waiting for all the specifics. We literally just got told we received it, so we are awaiting all the specifics with the grant agreements and the timing. However, we have communicated with the county that we are seeking funding for this project, and if we get the funding, we are moving forward with the project regardless of what you guys have decided that you're doing underneath the road. So they are very aware that we did that. Ms. Hussing has actually already communicated to them that we believe we have received that, so they are very aware of the urgency that we have, but we have not received any actual documentation about when the funds become available through the grant, what our deadlines are, any of that. So we will definitely be keeping that into consideration as we move forward. But we have made it clear to them that if we get funding, we're doing this project, and you'll have to now work around us.
Right.
In a brief discussion on a description of the scope of the work, is it from 91 to the roundabout?
Yes,
Yes.
And it's taking the 4 lanes down to 3 lanes?
yes.
Road diet?
bike-
Road diet, yes, with bike lanes,
And a center island,
pedestrian
at
island.
the- a
yes.
pedestrian island at the
Hike and bike trail?
hike
Yep.
and bike trail.
Yeah.
And just so you understand, the county went to bid in January, and they hope to start construction on their project, but I asked them to communicate with us in, sometime in April.
So when you mean by January 26th, right?
Yes.
So it'll happen this year.
Good question.
Yes, good question, sorry. Be more specific, I guess.
That's
To
fine.
your,
Then
to your
we'll-
point, though, Councilman Pavlik, when we had that complaint, and I
Yeah.
called the county and let them know that we had this incident, and they told me that they would be going out to bid, I think it was like in August or September. That's what they told me
Yeah.
they were going to do, so it sounds like that didn't happen until January.
Yeah. Project flow.
We will do our
Good chance
portion.
it'll start this year then, if they.
We will make sure, we'll do
Better
our
start this
portion.
year.
If they don't get theirs done, then they'll have to go back after the fact and get it done.
It's in the budget. It was in
Yeah.
the budget last year, too.
Yeah, it's likely, so this is a state, OPWC is a state agency. I believe the funding does not become available till the beginning of the state's next fiscal year, which would be July 1st. So hopefully, if they are doing their stuff in April, they will be complete, and then we can proceed with what we need to have done.
All right, anything else? Public service? All right, hearing none, I'll close committee.
All right, thank you very much. That was a lot. We will move on to reports of special committees, Council Operations Committee. I have nothing here. If there's any additional items from anyone else, we'll move on to announcements. Does anyone have any announcements that they'd like to add? All right, and with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion from Mr. Pavlik and a second from Mr. Roy. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Jonathan Bolus,
Yes.
Jessica Epstein,
Yes.
Lindsay Holm,
Yes.
Dave Klein,
Yep.
Donald Pavlik.
Yes.
Tracy Fletcher,
Yes.
Ted Roy.
Yes.
All right, it is 7:20, and we are adjourned.